guys, sorry that there wasn't a video for yesterday. I was so busy setting up for Christmas this weekend, I didn't even have time to read, which made me so sad, but I'm here now and I'm going to read a whole bunch so that you guys have videos. So, we're on chapter 18, and last we knew Freya, the crazy zebra chicken, was back, and Quinny and Hopper are going to try to figure out where they can put Freya, what to do with her, because they don't know where Freya's owner, Mr. McSoren, went, because he's gone. So that's where we are, all right? See if you guys can remember, and if you need to, you can always go back and watch the old ones. So let's get started. Chapter 18. Who cares about a chicken? Quinny cares. I have no idea why, but she does. And that makes me care. I have no idea why, but I do. So I lead Quinny down the street. When she realizes whose house we're going to, she freaks out. But Mrs. Porridge hates us because we soaked her chubby cat, Walter, plus her grandniece, Victoria, with that freezing water hose. I'm sure they're all dried off by now. Do you want to get some answers or not? I lead Quinny up to Mrs. Porridge's front door and knock. Nobody answers, so we go around back and find Mrs. Porridge in her garden yanking weeds. She's got Walter tied to her fence with his cat leash. He looks about as unhappy as she does. What now? Snaps Mrs. Porridge. We explain what, but she's not interested in helping us help Freya. Oh, you won't see me going anywhere near that crazy bird, says Mrs. Porridge. I tried to catch it once, and all I got for my trouble was a bunch of peck marks. Bottom line is, that chicken won't tolerate anyone but Herbert McSoren. But where did Mr. McSoren go? I ask. What do I look like, a private detective? Says Mrs. Porridge. A private detective is like someone who you hire to figure out a mystery. If he wanted that squawky bag of feathers, he could have come back for it. Or maybe that old geezer finally croaked. Don't say that, wails Quinny. If you children will excuse me, I don't have time to waste on things that are a waste of time. But we've got to help her somehow, Quinny cries. She's so upset and confused, she comes clucking at our back door every day. Don't worry, pretty soon a possum or hawk will snatch that chicken up and you'll get some peace and quiet. No! Come on. I pull Quinny away. I have another idea. We walk back to my house and I make a phone call, a number I know by heart. No, he's not dead, Grandpa Gooley says to me on the phone. Herbert McSoren is living up in Milford with his sister now. Quinny pulls at the phone so she can hear too. She squeals and hops up and down at the good news. Her hair tickles my neck, but it's a good kind of tickle. He can't get around all too well since he took that fall down the stairs, Grandpa Gooley says. I know his sister's been back here a couple of times trying to catch that chicken, but it won't go near anybody but him. That's what Mrs. Porridge said, cries Quinny, but there's got to be a way. It's a miracle that Farrah's still alive, what with all the foxes out here, he says. Oh, please won't you help us, Grandpa Gooley, Quinny begs. Please. He's not your grandpa, I point out. Well, I'd be happy to give you a ride up there, Grandpa Gooley says, chuckling, but you've got to catch that chicken first. And we're going to read chapter 19, too. And this one is from Quinny's perspective. How on earth am I going to catch a chicken? I put on some sneakers and I do some stretches to warm up. But chasing her doesn't work. Freya's too fast. So I try sitting still. I find a bowl with dried corn and sit very calm and gentle outside my kitchen door. I hold out the bowl and cluck as chickenly as possible. Bawk, 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 I balk sweetly. Bawk, bawk, bawk. Hopper opens his bedroom window and looks out at me. Freya doesn't know she's a chicken, he says. Mr. McSoren always talked to her like a regular person. Dear Freya, I call out, you are the most stylish, most beautiful zebra chicken person in the world. You are special, you are spiffy, you are fan-fluffy-tastic. That doesn't work either. Maybe not so loud, says Hopper. Mrs. Porridge walks by with Walter on his leash. Goodness gracious, we could hear you hollering all the way up the street, she grumps. Then she sees what I'm holding. You'll have to do better than that, plain old corn. That persnickety chicken likes worms and fresh-killed grasshoppers. My insides shiver. Fresh-killed what? Freya eats from our songbird feeder too, says Hopper. And once I saw Mr. McSoren hand-feed her potato chips. Potato chips? We've got a bag of those in the kitchen. So I make a trail of chips starting at the bird feeder at Hopper's yard and leading over to my house and into my kitchen. But squirrels and birds gobble up those chips before Freya even notices them. I keep trying. I make a trail of Cheerios, mushy grapes, and string cheese. I set out stale marshmallows and leftover spaghetti and croutons, broccoli, tortilla chips, and stinky red onion. Piper even hands over a few half-rotted, wormy bits of her collection of backyard gunk. Every morning, I put food out. Every morning, Freya keeps coming by to peck at it. But she won't come into the kitchen, and she runs off before I can get close enough to grab her. So I make a lasso out of an old jump rope. I practice lassoing on Hopper. Turns out he's much easier to catch than Freya. Still, I don't give up. I'm going to catch that chicken if it takes me all summer. Grandpa Ghoulie comes to visit Hopper one morning in the middle of August. Freya can sense you're coming a mile away, he tells me. You've got to sneak up on her. He gives me a big net on a stick from his car. Technically, it's for catching fish, but I'll bet it works on chickens, too. Thanks, Grandpa Ghoulie. I swing that net through the air and pretend I'm sneaking up on a chicken. This could work. But what's sneakier than sneaking up on someone? Sneaking down on someone, of course. So I build a pile of gummy worms, the next best thing to real worms, in Hopper's bird feeder. Then I climb on a big tree next to it and sit on a long, thick branch. Now I'm high enough over the bird feeder so Freya won't see me, but low enough that I can reach down and scoop her into the net. What makes you think the chicken won't look up? Hopper says from the ground. Shh, I tell him, get up here. Hopper climbs the tree and keeps me company as I wait. It's fun at first. We can see my whole yard from up here, his too. But we can't talk or we'll scare Freya. Pretty soon, my bottom gets sore from sitting in this pokey tree branch. My mouth gets twitchy from not talking, and my stomach grumbles of boredom. Shh, I tell my stomach. Just when I think I can't wait in this tree a minute longer, Freya finally shows up. She looks around all careful and suspicious, then hops into the bird feeder and starts pecking away at those gummy worms. This is it. I reach down to catch her with the net. But I'm so excited that I guess I reach a little too far. My balance wobbles and my grip slips, and no! I get that sicky, quicky roller coaster feeling in my stomach as I tumble off the tree branch. I'm falling. I'm falling right onto Freya. Crazy. All right, more next time.